You're watching Pyro Media News.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
African American people in this country, sometimes we walk around like we carry the only license to discrimination and pain. Now, granted, our history is different. 400 years of slavery, yada, 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 Jim Crow South. I understand all of that. But we, black like this and black like this, we have to stop walking around conducting ourselves like we have the only license to oppression and pain in this country, because we don't. Just like last year, we were orgasming at the fact that Kendrick Lamar stood up for us and stuck it to the man. This year, it was the Latino community's turn. That's where the conversation starts and stops. That's where it starts and stops. There's nothing left to be said. I didn't understand what he said, but I understood what was said. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I understood what was said. And more importantly, the establishment understood what was said. As far as I'm concerned, he Bad Bunny Luther King. Bad Bunny Luther King got up there and did what the hell needed to be done.
What is going on, y'all? We are back with another episode of Pyro Power Hour. Listen. Our brother Funky Dineva gave a word on high. Okay, what is going on, y'all? Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. It is Wednesday. We are here with another episode. Thank you guys so much for coming on through. Don't forget to hit that like button and share if you haven't done so already. I don't care if you share it to your damn self. Just make sure you share it. It helps the algorithm. And subscribe if you want to be a part of the Pyro family. Let's see who is in the building. What is going on with this? Hold on one second, y'all. Because now I can't see the comments. And I see it on here. I just can't pull them up on the StreamYard. You know, StreamYard, we pay y'all too much for y'all to be BSing. Y'all need to figure it out, okay? Praise Jesus. But I'll go ahead and look at it on here on my little tablet thing here. What is going on, Michaela? Thank you for coming on through. Cupcake is in the building. What is up, Cyrus? Thank you for coming on through. Appreciate you. Keith is in the building. And thank you, Cupcake, for putting out Keith's book. Y'all can go ahead and look in the link there so you can go ahead and grab Keith's book. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's see who else is in the building. Dr. Holt is in the building. What is up, King? What's up, King? It's okay to Nadiva. Deacon, Dr., Professor, Apostle, Bishop, Pastor, Reverend, Prophet, Overseer, Elder, Evangelist, Supervisor, Principal Administrator, Mr. HBCU Atlanta Chapter President of the Embalmers of America, Holt. Welcome to the show. Welcome. What is going on, Timothy? Thank you for joining. Thank you guys so much for joining on, and I appreciate you guys. What is up, Pyro fam? Listen, we got a lot to talk about today. Unfortunately, I did not have time to take pictures of Bentley, so I'm going to just show you guys real quickly the ones from last week. Just a quick Bentley time. I did not get a chance to take a picture of him, but he is still here. Okay, he is still. Look at him, just being so damn cute. All right, we love you, Ben. All right, okay, yeah. Look at him, just being cute. All right, okay, let's move on. All right, happy hump day, y'all. Thank you guys so much for coming on through. We're halfway through the week. We're almost there. Just keep it pushing. All right. Listen, she said, "Oh hell, get him and put him to the camera." Listen, welcome to all of the new subscribers that are joining Pyro Media. If you have not had a chance to do so already, make sure you guys check out the latest episode of Tammy's Take, which aired today at noon Pacific Standard Time. Also, we have a podcast that came out with Coffee with Kim, with Pastor Kim, and she interviewed Dr. Cassandra Bolden, who was amazing and was the story of her doctoral journey. So you definitely want to check that out. Make sure you guys throw some yellow hearts in there. We appreciate you for doing that. Throw some yellow hearts. Appreciate it. Also, today is the anniversary, the anniversary of the transition of the one and only Whitney the Voice Houston. So let's go ahead and make sure we throw some yellow hearts in there for her as well. We love you, Whitney. Thank you for your contributions to music, contributions to Black history, and your incredible instrument that God blessed you with. Just an amazing voice. Survivor of a PhD is correct. Jesus, I know that's right. All right. So, wait, let me see. Is it coming up now? Yes, Jesus. Thank you so much. Listen, Cupcake did put the link in there, so make sure you guys hit that link for Keith's book. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Hopefully, it'll show up on the thing. If it doesn't, oh, there we go. Look, Neo Sapien Chronicles, y'all. I already delved in there. It's really good, actually. Keith, I very much enjoying it thus far. It's fulfilling my sci-fi nerdy needs, so I appreciate you. But shout out to the one and only Whitney the Voice Houston. Let's go ahead and get into what's going on with the show today. We have a lot to talk about today. We got some stuff going on. Today has been all-day coverage of the Pam Bondi trials, or the hearings, rather, not trial, the hearing for Pam Bondi. We have an update. Pyro Media reported that they had somebody detained. We're going to give you an update on the Guthrie case regarding that. Then we have some news from Don Lemon, which is amazing. We're going to get into that. And I'm not going to be too long on Brozilla, okay? Because she's already getting on my dang on nerve. So we're gonna do a drive-by on her, okay? And then we found out some interesting tea when it came to Turning Point USA and Miss Erica Kirk. I didn't mean to say that, but Freudian slip. And the one, the only one, I was actually surprised that the other white woman, Candace Owens, actually aired her out. Well, I'm not surprised. They don't like each other. I think they were going after the same man, but that's just me. Whatever. You still can't come to the barbecue, girl. I don't trust you. Listen, you are her enemy, and I get it, and I love the infighting because it's good tea for us. But I don't trust you, girl. Let's go ahead and move on. We'll get into all of that. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that Patreon button and get that. It's only $5 a month. You can do it for, I think it's $55 for the year. And then join the gated community. Get behind the scenes. And also, if you want to, we're going to read some fire letters today for sure. I have them printed out. Child. We got some stuff going on. I have them printed out right here. So we're going to read them. I was supposed to read some of them on Monday, and I didn't get a chance to. We were running out of time. I'm so tired of that little hurt. Listen, what that stuff do now? Listen, girl, we're gonna talk about it. I promise you. But make sure if you want to go ahead and send in a fire letter, you can go ahead and send it in by emailing pyropowerhour@gmail.com. All right, y'all. We don't have any breaking news. Let me just double check. Yeah, I didn't see anything major breaking before I got on the show. Everything else is really kind of late breaking and other things on here that I did not think that you guys would give a damn about. So there's that. All right, let's get into some Black excellence, y'all. I wanted to give Black excellence to Black History Month. The Obama Foundation did a phenomenal and beautiful video reel today. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys that I shared it with you guys, just in case you guys have not seen it yet. So let's check it out.
From our earliest days, Black history has been American history. We're the slaves who carried the stone to build this White House, the soldiers who fought for our nation's independence. African American culture has profoundly shaped American culture in music, in art, literature, in sports.
Through dance, they have told the stories of who we were, who we are, and who we can be.
Still dancing at 106.
And during Black History Month, that's really what we celebrate. We celebrate the people who have shaped our heritage. We remember those who struggled for our rights and our freedoms, and we reflect on how far we've come and how much farther we have to go.
1 month a year is not sufficient to celebrate the power of a movement. That's something that we have to do, each and every one of us, every day, living up to their example, then handing it on to our children and our children's children.
I love it. And Cyrus said, I don't want to be anything else but Black 365 all day, every day. Black is beautiful. We love it. Shout out to the Obamas and the Obama Foundation for putting out that video. We love it. That was Black excellence, and we are Black excellence. Praise Jesus. All right, let's get into what's popping. We got a lot to cover, y'all. So let's get in. Yes, NAACP honored my grandfather's memory today, putting his name on one of the rooms on their newly renovated building. I know that's right. Come on, Black excellence. Yes. God, it's good. We love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into oh, sorry, I just got a text message. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Wow. Okay. Yeah. We're going to talk about I got a text message from my sister, Hope Giselle. We're going to actually talk about it a little bit later today, because it's a part of my holding space, and I want to definitely bring it up. It changed my entire thought process and what I was going to talk about today. But let's get into what's popping. First and foremost, James Vanderbeek, who was one of the stars, or if not the star, of the hit, was it 90s or early 2000s show, Dawson's Creek, passed away today. He passed away from cancer. I believe it was colon cancer or colon rectal cancer, if I'm not mistaken. But he did pass away. He dealt with it. I think he announced it in November of last year. I believe he announced it on The View. That he was dealing with that, but he did pass away this morning. So we want to send our prayers over to his wife and his family, and his fans and friends. I really enjoyed Dawson's Creek. That was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up. So yes, we cancer sucks. That's all I got to say. All right, y'all. Let's get this update. We have an update. Last night, there was a detaining of a gentleman who, or a suspect rather, or a person of interest. They detained him and they questioned him, and this morning he was released. TMZ and a couple of other news outlets went and had a discussion with him, and here's what he had to say. Take a look. Oh, his name is Carlos, by the way. Take a look.
Carlos, so sorry to bother you, man. What's your first and last name so we get it right?
Carlos Palazuelos.
Okay, and you were apprehended for questioning. How would you describe what happened to you?
Terrifying. Something I didn't do for something. I was being like, I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro, because they didn't tell me anything at the beginning.
And investigators showed up to this house, or were you the one who was pulled over in the traffic stop?
I was the one that was pulled over at the traffic stop.
Where was that?
Right here on by Chubasco.
Okay, and you were taken into custody at that point?
Yeah.
And you were
I was being detained.
Detained, okay.
I was detained the whole time.
Okay,
That's what they told me.
Where were they
At
holding
the
you?
back of a car.
Back of a
Miranda car, and then they moved me into a Pima County sheriff.
Were you being questioned in the car?
At the Miranda car, I was being questioned, but they only asked me for my first name, my last name, my date of birth, and my social.
Okay. What were they asking you about?
Where my whereabouts.
Okay.
Where did I work? Where was I? And all that. But
are you ever up in Tucson?
Yeah, I work in Tucson.
What do you do?
GLS, deliver packages.
Okay. Do you think you might have delivered a package to Nancy Guthrie's house?
I don't know. Might have been a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you ever deliver like Amazon packages or anything?
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So do you think you may have? Did they indicate that you might have been on her property? You're not sure.
Nah, they just came up. They until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
Right. Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
Okay. Jeez. How do you think they connected that case to you?
I'll go ask them, bro.
Okay, so
that's something you gotta ask them. I can't answer that question.
Did they take anything from your house tonight?
Nah, I don't know. All I can say is they took my phone.
Took your phone. Right. You don't have your phone right now. Okay. What else? What else happened?
That's it. That's all I can say. Like they said, I'm done with the questions, bro.
Yeah.
Can you just let us?
Yes, absolutely.
¿Se llevaron tu teléfono?
Sí, se lo llevaron. Y no me lo van a regresar.
Dude, spell your last name for us.
Palazuelos.
What's your date of birth?
01/20/1990.
Girl.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Oye, te dijeron que te parecía.
Okay, first of all, why are you asking all them damn questions? I was like, okay, the man is tired. Okay, he done said that he already asked the damn police or the FBI the damn questions. And furthermore, this whole situation is weird as hell. It's weird as hell. Why are you just picking them out of nowhere? What was the correlation between everything? It's just weird. We thought we had a break last day, and honestly, if you look at the damn pictures that I showed you guys on Monday, girl, he did not look black or brown. Anyway, let's move on before I get pissed even more. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna continue following this case because this case is quite interesting to me. I just want to see what's actually going to happen. Timothy says the FBI ain't gonna tell him nothing. Exactly. Keith says, of course he is a person of color. Exactly. Cyrus says this whole thing is fishy as hell. Dr. Holt says there was no correlation. He's Puerto Rican in the words of TSA. Rica. Ridiculous. He's Rica. Yes. Anywho, let's move on. So I don't know if you guys heard, but Stonewall National Monument was made a federal space. It was a monument, rather, a national monument. I don't remember exactly when. It was several years back. And I believe maybe it was Obama that did it. I can't remember if it was Obama or Biden that did it. I'm almost positive it was Obama, but I digress. Well, unfortunately, we have there's all of the national parks and national monuments, national anything has the American flag there. Well, for the past, I want to say 11 years, the Stonewall National Monument has had a pride flag hung up where it's supposed to have the American flag there. And so Trump had ordered it to be removed. Now, they're saying, well, we didn't specify Stonewall National Monument itself, but they said that they made a blanket policy that all national monuments, all national parks, all national federally governed spaces must have the the American flag or the prisoner of war MIA flag. We know what this is about, y'all, but let's move on. Take a look at what's going on to catch up on this.
This is more than just about a flag. This is more than just about an action by the Trump administration. This is a wholesale attempt to erase the LGBTQ community's history which began here at the Stonewall Inn back in 1969, where some very brave transgender activists threw the first brick and launched the contemporary LGBTQ human rights movement.
Well, it's just so stupid and petty and mean. I mean, really, what on earth? What harm was it doing, you know? This is the Pride Monument. The flag belongs there. Why be so nasty about it?
Well, it's deeply troubling because, as I said, I'm a gay dad with 2 kids, and what are they supposed to think? That the President of the United States doesn't want their family represented in a national landmark?
So just a correction that Keith said, it is yes, it is an LGBTQIA plus memorial and an LGBTQIA plus landmark, but it is not a monument. The government owns that space. It was made a national monument. I want to say it was through Obama, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But yes, so technically any administration can say, okay, you have to make sure that you have an American flag there. So technically, but it's been there for the past 11 years, so I don't understand what the reasoning was behind it. Well, we know what it was. We're not going to BS. I'm not going to piss on you and call it rain. We know what it was. Dr. Holt says Trump stinking is well. That's a whole. I don't want him. He can go ahead and stay where he is. No thanks. Libiquita. Yes, the Libiquita thing. Anyway, let's move on. We're gonna keep it. Honestly, if I can be very honest with you guys, I don't think this is a hill that we need to die on. And the reason why is because I think people think that, and of course there's threats for that we possibly the last election was going to be our last election, presidential election, and that very well could be. If the midterms don't go the way we need it to go, we will be in a very dangerous space. But that's here nor there. At some point, the Trump regime is going to end. Whether it will be through him ending his presidential service or him going to see Jesus. Nothing lasts forever, right? So there's that. So I don't think this is something that we need to, a hill that we need to die on, because I feel like at the end of the day, the next administration can just say, okay, we'll put it back up. So that's just what that's going to be. But I don't think this week should be, there's enough. This is a distraction to me, in my personal opinion. I don't think it's not worthy of attention, but I think that this is a distraction nonetheless. Moving on. Speaking of distraction, Jill Zarin. Oh my God. She is one of the Real Housewives, or the original Real Housewives of New York. And she's always gotten on my last damn nerve. She's very annoying was very annoying on the show, and just very annoying, period. And she showed her true colors this past Sunday when it came to Bad Bunny's performance. Take a look at what she said, and then we'll find out what happened to her raggedy ass thereafter. Take a look.
Okay, I'm watching the halftime show, and I think it's actually the worst halftime show I've ever seen. Oh, you'll lose half. I haven't seen that. I don't care if I lose half my followers. Gary says I'm going to lose half of you. Goodbye. I think it's terrible. I was hoping it would get better, but it didn't. Lady Gaga, I would have loved. First of all, I didn't recognize her, so she must have had a facelift, because I didn't recognize her. Did anybody recognize Lady Gaga? Oh, there was 5 of us here, and nobody recognized her. Nobody recognized her. And she didn't sing her traditional song, so that was another thing. And then Ricky Martin, I mean, that was like, I didn't recognize him either. I think he was wearing a wig, a bad wig, or he got a hair transplant. It didn't come out so good. I know I'm being critical, but that's the way I feel. And I just got to say it. I just got to say it the way I feel, Gary.
All right.
Gary doesn't agree.
No, I mean, look, I think it was very creative. I think that, He's an unbelievable performer, Bad Bunny.
I don't think it was good for the Super Bowl.
I don't think it was a
it's
good
not
match.
Americana. It's 250 years we're celebrating this year. It's 75 years on the Super Bowl, and I don't think it should have been. I feel like it was also a thing about, ICE and immigration. I don't know. I think there was subliminal messaging going on here. I'm just saying it's my opinion. It's my opinion. We all agree. Now we all agree. I agree. I said it before that it was the worst halftime show ever. And it's 250 years that we're celebrating right now in the United States. And I just don't think it was appropriate to have it in Spanish. And quite frankly, I didn't need to see him grabbing his, G area. I think it was totally inappropriate. You've got all these young kids watching the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have to be grabbing himself every 5 seconds. Is he so insecure? Seriously, I didn't understand it. I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words he was saying. To me, it looked like a political statement because there were literally no.
Okay, girl, you're getting on my nerves. So I don't even want, you already deleted that post to try to save face, but and I'm already sick of you. Okay, your voice is irritating as all hell. Okay, but there was a show that they were going to reboot. For those who don't know, just a quick story. She was a part of the original cast of Real Housewives of New York. They rebooted Real Housewives of New York on Peacock. Personally, I think they needed to reboot it. It was nice. That I think it's better. The ratings are better. And it's fresh blood, right? Fresh stuff. But they wanted to, the original girls, the original cast still wanted to work or whatever. And so they were going to start a new show on E! And I think it was called the Golden. Well, they just recently announced that she's been fired from the Roni reboots. Okay, the announcement comes days after her comments on Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show went viral. And then the production company, Blink 49 Studios, issued statements that said, in light of recent public comments made by Joe Zarin, Blink 49 Studios has decided not to move forward with her involvement in The Golden Life. That's the name of it. We remain committed to delivering the series in line with our company standards and values. Well, that's good. Hit them where it hurts. Hit these bastards where it hurts. In the pocket. Okay? Kids can look up much more. Exactly. Go do a bump. And that's probably what she was doing. But you know what was funny? Her husband was even trying to save her raggedy ass, and he was like, "Well, you're gonna lose half your followers." So I don't care. Well, I guess you gonna find out how much you can now, girl. You're not getting a check. I hope your husband's making more than enough money for you, because you're never gonna work in this town again. No, I'm kidding. Well, I hope so. Well, we'll see. Good luck, Chuck. All right, let's move on. Oh God, So Glorilla and her brother Brozilla. Glorilla and Brozilla, Scarface, whatever the hell she calls herself, got into it with Little Boosie, which I don't even know why he came into the picture, but he just, social media, everybody wants to have a damn opinion. Apparently she didn't like what he said. Take a look.
And you got Boosie raccoon-eyed ass talking about some, I'm not on nobody's side, but I'm just saying you are taking sides. Because basically you saying she ain't got no money, so she ain't trying to give us none. You justifying her. I don't give a fuck what y'all think about Boosie. I don't care about his fan base. I don't care about none of that. This nigga on Tubi movies. So guess what? He fell off. It's always the old raccoon-ass, tight fade-ass niggas want to come for me. I don't care about who fuck with him. Y'all got to mix up everything. You better sit there. I ain't seen shit out. If I sit here and went laugh about my sister, all y'all up for it. Quit mentioning me. And if you mention me, just be ready for a comeback. You guys, nigga, you straddling the fence. And then I already don't like you anyway, Boosie, because you know why? You don't like gays. You don't like gays. Nas X, I don't even though you existed. You are. So, nigga, you always talking about a gay this guy. You talking about Nas X promoting gayness, but you promote guns, weed, and shit. You a hypocrite. Be 100 around the board. I'm gonna say it like how it is. I don't care about what ladies together. So what I'm saying? I'm like, stop it. Stop it. I'm not sparing nothing. Y'all keep my name in y'all mouth, which I don't have a problem with, but just be ready for me to respond. Don't sit here.
Okay, girl, that's enough. Okay, all right. Okay, what is some of y'all saying in here? Cyrus says, man, she is hilarious. They need to put her on a show with Glow for real. I don't think she needs to be on a show with Glow. You're hilarious. Timothy says, is Little Boosie son going off? You call her Little Boosie son? That's terrible. He said her and Little Boosie could be twins. Well, he called her his diabetic twin. That's what he said online to respond to him. Yeah. She looked like she musty. Oh my God. Stop, Dr. Hall. Michaela says he shut up. Dr. Hall said, take that Christmas tree down. I don't know. Why you still got the Christmas tree up, boo? What are you going through? It's almost March. Like, okay, I get it in the month of January, you know, it's a slow takedown. Cool. But we're almost done with February. We're halfway in, girl. Anyway, like weed and okay, we gotta go. I cannot deal with y'all. All right, so good luck to you, girl, and I wish you the best. Better than all the rest. Not really. All right. So apparently Anderson .Paak and Jenny Ma were caught together smooching and hunching. Well, I don't know about hunching, but they were kissing up. Now we already told y'all about Jenny Ma and her ass. Didn't we tell y'all about her? What was the guy that she was with? What was his name? Jenny Ma. Hold on, Jenny Ma. What is his name? Jenny Ma X. What is his name? Jeezy, Young Jeezy, and his finance. Didn't we tell you to not make the mistake that Jeezy did? And here you go. And just take a look at the video.
What do you say? That's what I'm talking about.
I already know from the music something was that you were in the wrong space, sir. But weren't you just dating or smooching and hunching a Mariah Carey? Listen, I'm not here. I'm not here to knock anybody's dating things or whatever. That's your fortune blessed. Hey, what's going on? I am still flabbergasted that she asked for $2,500. Like, girl, you can't even buy a condo. Oh, you talking about Brozilla? Yeah, girl. Mm-hmm. Well, welcome to the show. Oh wait, who's fortune? Oh, what's up? What's up, queen? I was like, who is that? Yes, I'm still. It's wild to me. We trying to tell them to run. We told you to stay away from these snow bunnies. Now, Mariah doesn't count, okay? But we told you and winked about this girl. Okay? And you're not listening. Keith's got it. He's like, she's trying to find another baby dad. Right? She's trying to keep her money together. Is Jeezy running out? I don't think so. But is he? What's going on? Anyway, we're gonna keep a watch on you, girl. We watching you. I told you I don't like Jeannie Ma. I don't know what it is about her, but ever since that she started saying what she was saying on the reel regarding Jeezy, I was just like, I don't trust her ass. Mm-hmm. Y'all know. Let's move on. Now, speaking of another white woman, Candace Owens. Let me stop being mean. Candace Owens and y'all know Candace Owens and Erica Kirk have been beefing and having these subliminal tweets and these subliminal just going back and forth on each other's platform or on their platforms and stuff. Okay, now y'all know I think it's because they both were into the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Okay, now I'm starting to think maybe it was different because Erica just completely said peace out. Right? She forgot about her. She said, I'm the CEO now. I'm doing all these different things. Wow. Right? And then now Candace talking about, oh, that was my brother. It was my brother. Okay, girl. Another white. I'm just saying, another white woman. Dr. said, I'm so sick of her ET photo mask, girl. Just saying you want to try. That's all I'm saying. But we're going to give her a moment to take the platform for just a few seconds, okay? Because something didn't feel right with all the situation that was going on when the Super Bowl came out, right? The halftime show, and then they're saying that they did the Turning Point USA halftime show alternative, the All American halftime show did just as well on YouTube, Quiet as It's Kept. And I didn't feel that. Something didn't feel right in my Shata Shando right behind my Kidney Plus Supreme. And now I'm going to show you why. Take a look at what Candace said.
I was just in awe that they were going to try to sell this, that they were going to do what he did with his face and just lie and pretend that 6 million, I think he even at one point said 10 million, but it says 6 million concurrent viewers they had on YouTube alone. Okay. If you know YouTube at all, that's just not true on its face. It's actually, I laughed when I saw, I was like, this is actually crazy. I can't believe they're actually going to try to pull this off. You can just do this test. What do we have right now? We have 95,000 people that are watching this show. As soon as this show concludes, I want you to see how many views YouTube is going to instantly give it right away. It's probably going to be something like 200,000 to 300,000 views right away as it continues to tabulate. This is a screenshot of their viewership after 6 million people tuned in concurrently at the exact same time. So that was 6 million people watching, like we have 95,000 people watching right now on YouTube. As soon as they finished, look at that 5,839 views with 175 comments. That is an impossible metric. But 667,000 likes. This is made up. So I'm going to present to you now the official list of the top YouTube streams. This is the highest live concurrent viewers on YouTube. These were the events. Number one was in India. That is a nation of 1.5 billion people. They had a moon mission and 8 million people in India tuned into it. That is believable, okay? Turning Point wants you to believe that they're number 2 now, okay? The next 2 through 20 are all proper football, meaning soccer in America events. You can see it's the World Cup, it is the biggest sport in the world. They want you to believe that in spite of all of that, they are now, they're number 2. They broke the record. So bye-bye football around the world. It's now Turning Point USA. 6 million people turned in live to watch their Kid Rock and Lee Bryce. And there was a couple of other artists that were involved, pre-recorded performance. Okay. Now, my understanding in looking at this is that this is it. They're going to force Erica on us. Like, they have the money, they have the power, and we're going to shut up and we're going to take it. And we're going to have to accept this audacious polling. It's going to be Andrew Colbert up on Fox News. Like, it's amazing. She is more popular than Cristiano Ronaldo. The internet loves it. YouTube loves her. And we're amazed that we pulled this thing up.
So her voice is also annoying, but yes, so while Erica and Candace are going back and forth, like Marlo and Sheree, like, we really was like, y'all had 6 million views? Who said you had 6 million views, girl? Because if you look at the metrics that she said, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You have more views than than sports games on YouTube. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't. Timothy said Hillbilly Trailer Park. Oh my God. Hillbilly Trailer Park halftime show. My Jesus. Anywho. Listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, y'all, because, you know, we got things. Oh, wait. Before, do I want to do that? Do I want to do that now? Yes, I do want to do that. We're gonna read a fire letter before we go to commercial. But before you do that, make sure you, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, make sure you guys, if you want to send in a fire letter or a listener letter, you can send it to pyropowerhour@gmail.com. Or if you have some articles or stories that you want us to research and find out, you can go ahead and talk to us that way. Let's get into the fire letter. Okay. First and foremost, yes, this one is anonymous. I printed it out for you guys so we can make sure we have it. Okay, this one's anonymous. It says, "Dear Kwame, first off, thank you for the way you hold space on Pyro Power Hour. I'm writing because I trust you'll understand the layers here, and I'm asking that this stays anonymous. My last name is basically printed on half of the church programs in my city, so here it is. Oh, and by the way, I have not read them. I just print them out, so I have not read these. Here it is. I'm in my mid-20s, and I'm trying to come out to my father. The complication: my dad is a reverend, not a casual church on Easter reverend. I'm talking full sermons, Bible always within reach, community pillar, people calling him pastor in the grocery store. He's devoted his life to faith, to service, and to doing what he believes is right. And he loves me. I know he does. But I'm also gay. And I've known for a long time. I've tried easing into it, testing the water, saying things like, quote, I don't really date women like that. There we go. I don't really date women like that. Or mentioning a friend a little too fondly. Every time it gets brushed off as confusion, rebellion, or, quote, the world influencing young people, end quote. Once I said something close to the truth and he responded with, quote, God will straighten that out. I don't think he meant harm, but it landed heavy. I think what hurts most isn't fear that he'll yell or cut me off. It's the fear that he'll hear me and still not see me. That he'll pray at me instead of listening to me. That I'll turn into a sermon illustration instead of his child. I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want to shake his faith. I don't want to feel like I'm asking him to choose between God and me. I just want to stop pretending. I want to stop lying. I want to stop lying by omission. I want to be honest without turning our relationship into a battlefield. So, Kwame, how do you come out to a parent whose identity is built on beliefs that feel like they leave no room for you? How do you speak your truth when you know it challenges the very thing that grounds them? And if he never fully understands, if love comes with silence or distance, how do I make peace with that without shrinking myself? Thank you for reading this. Even writing it feels like a step. Signed, still his child, still faithful to myself. Okay, this is heavy, honeys. So first and foremost, you asked a lot of questions, but first and foremost, I'm going to let you know he knows. Parents always know. They always have an inkling. So he knows. The problem is that he's not willing to have that conversation with you. Now, if you feel safe, like in terms of, there's families that I've either worked for when I was working in HIV prevention and working in activism with the LGBTQ plus community. There was families where they could not come out because they would either cost them their livelihood or their life. So if you feel safe talking to him, if you feel, and also I don't know how old you are, you didn't mention that, and I don't know if you live with him. There's a lot of details, so all of that really matters. But like, if you are in a safe space and you are in a space where you're not worrying about like you're gonna be kicked out, or you have stability in that space, then I would still talk to him. Or you can just go about your life and like, because it sounds like it's more bothering you than it is him. And it's really not your responsibility to worry about how he's going to react to it. that's not what you can control. You can only control what you can, right? And so for me, if you feel safe enough to have that conversation with him, then I would encourage you to do so. Just remember that once you open it up, that's it. And it's really up to you on how you navigate life after that, right? You have to be prepared. I would just say have backup plans and just make sure you're prepared fully for anything that can go possibly wrong. Whether he tells you to leave or whether you feel you're uncomfortable enough to leave. What does this mean for, because at some point you're going to find a partner, you're going to live life. I'm sure you're going to Pride events or you're going to go to Pride events, whatever the situation is, you're going to live your life. And so at some point, people at the church is going to know if they don't know already. So it's not about embarrassing him. It's about making sure that you're living your life to your best ability and your truth. So that's a really long kind of drawn out conversation. There's a lot that I don't know about it. I just want to make sure that you're safe. So if you're not in a safe space to do that, I would not say anything. I would wait until you're able to become safe. He said and if he never fully understands, if love comes with silence or distance, how do I make peace with that without shrinking myself? So it's not up to you to choose how he feels and how he reacts. I think it's up to you how you handle how he reacts and how he feels. But it's not up to you in terms of controlling his feelings and how he's going to navigate that. But I will say this: people who truly love, none of that matters, because you're still going to be his son, and that's a fact. You're going to be his son whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever. You're still going to be his son. And so, or are you a son? I'm just assuming. I'm assuming that you're a guy. So. I don't want. Oh yeah, you said you're gay. I'll say so. Yeah, if you're a girl, then you'll be a lesbian. But yes, what are the people saying in here? I heard she. If your father is who you say he is in the Lord, your sexuality. Hold on 1 second. There we go. If your father is who you say he is in the Lord, your sexuality will matter now. Your service will not matter. Will not matter. Your service and your integrity should be more important than anything else. Dr. Holt says he knows, girl. Bo says he definitely knows. He might just be in denial or not willing to accept the truth right now. Dr. Holt says, I thank God I didn't go through that. My grandpa was an old school Baptist preacher and he loved me and would dare somebody say something about me. He says, I say live your truth and F him. He probably knows your tea and he can't have the conversation with you. Like Kwame said, my mother and I had a similar experience. Dr. O says that once I got the approval from my parents and grandparents, it was F everybody else. Michaela says, what did I mean? Oh, well, go back, since it's a lot to read. We just read a list of what do you call it? We just read a letter, a fire letter. So yeah, so I think you're going to get a lot more support than you think. And so I would encourage you to just kind of allow yourself to live your life. Now it wants to pop up. Okay, let's see what Mo says. I say people will talk regardless, so live your life and live it out loud without regret. I hear that. That's what I'm saying, Mo. Do your thing, because at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to be putting yourself in the closet, putting yourself in the box. So why go through? It's going to take more energy to and again, nobody is going to tell you when and where and how to come out. That's your personal choice or whatever. But I'm telling you, for me, and in my experience, it gets so much better after you do. It gets so much better when you lift that off your shoulders. I live 150,000% unapologetically me, and it is such a beautiful space to be in. And I know for me, as far as like my spirituality, I know God loves me. We have a great relationship. Me and the Lord are two peas in the pod. Hey, we are here. I talk to him every dang on day, and he knows me. And I feel like if he didn't like who I was, things would have been a lot different from my life. So yes, so that's all I can say about that. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. I hope that helped his child, still faithful to myself. And I wish you the best on that. And I pray peace for you nonetheless at the end of the day. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Stand by, and we'll be right back on the other side of this with more on the roundup. Stay tuned.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, how y'all doing? Real quick, this is Daryl Walter, host of the Daryl Walter Show. I know. And you are watching Pyro Media Network.
Talk specifically about the political references in this halftime show that really got me. So starting off, we're in the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico, just diving right into the historical context of colonialism in the Caribbean, the history of slavery in the Caribbean, the exploitation of our land and our natural resources for the economic gain of the empire. Now we're in New York City, Nueva York. And then Benito just waltzes up to go take a shot with who? Toñita. Who's Toñita? This is a real Puerto Rican woman who lives in Brooklyn and owns something called the Caribbean Social Club, which is one of the last standing Puerto Rican establishments in Williamsburg, which has been a hugely gentrified neighborhood of New York City, which was always traditionally Puerto Rican. She herself has almost been kicked out many times, but refuses to sell. She's an icon of fighting gentrification in Nueva York. The part of the show that hit us Boricuas the hardest, Ricky Martin.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa, quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya. No suelte la bandera ni olvide el Lelolai, que no quiero que hagan contigo lo que le pasó a Hawái.
Ricky Martin from Puerto Rico just sang a Bad Bunny song saying, I don't want to happen to us what happened to Hawaii. A blatant call for independence and sovereignty and decolonization of Puerto Rico. And then we go straight into this. Actually simulated the problems with our power grid in Puerto Rico, which is a direct consequence of us being a colony, and the privatization of our power grid by the USA. Then Bad Bunny emerges from the fields carrying the Puerto Rican flag, but not just any Puerto Rican flag. This is the light blue Puerto Rican flag, which is the original colors. And this is the flag that they banned. And that we were only allowed to get our flag back when they changed it from light blue to that navy royal blue to match the blue in the American flag. But by waving this flag, this is our original flag, again referencing our own sovereignty.
A mi pueblo, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
And ending it with seguimos aquí, which means we're still here. Even though you're trying to colonize us and gentrify us out of our own island, seguimos aquí.
All right, y'all. We are black by popular demand. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. I don't know what's going on. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me well? Let me know if you put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Well, I know my internet is acting a little weird right now. Let me know if you guys can hear me. All right. I think you guys can hear me. I see the audio. But yes. Anywho. We're going to go ahead and continue on. Yes, okay, good. You guys can hear me. Perfect. All right, let's go, continue on with the show. I hope you guys got some knowledge on that and what was the symbolism behind all that was going on with the Bad Bunny halftime show. All right, y'all, let's get into the roundup because I'm not going to read the other listener letters or the fire letters. We'll get to them next week. We're running out of time, and I want to make sure that we hit up everything that we can. So, Don Lemon, y'all. I mentioned to you guys earlier that Don Lemon did some really dope, interesting things. So you guys remember that he is that he was charged, or he is being charged federally, and then I believe the week before last he was arrested by federal agents for allegedly being a part of a protest in a church, which was not the case. He was actually being a journalist that he's been for over 30 years, okay, or over 25 years for that matter, and doing what he does best. But this is what he did. He hired someone that you may find very interesting. Take a look.
Don Lemon has a new defense attorney that a lot of people in Minnesota will recognize, former acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson. Lemon is charged in federal court in relation to an ICE protest inside a St. Paul church during a Sunday morning service. Lemon says he was covering the protest as a journalist, but he's charged with interfering with the free exercise of religion. Thompson was the top federal prosecutor in the state and led the way on the major fraud cases, but quit in protest after he was asked to investigate Renee Good and her wife after she was shot by an ICE agent rather than investigating the agent. Thompson will be Lemon's local attorney in this case, which will be tried in Minnesota. Lemon is also represented by prominent national defense attorney Abby Lowell. I'm Lou Ragoose. Follow.
Block it! So not only did Don Lemon go ahead and get the former prosecutor that was a part of the Trump or the DOJ for not the DOJ, but the former prosecution for Minnesota, because he quit because they wanted him to prosecute Renee Good's wife. He got him to be his damn defense attorney. He led that department that's prosecuting him. Girl, Pam Bondi, you really don't know. You really don't know what you did, girl. You really don't know what you did. Okay? I'm just looking at Don Lemon like, okay, girl. Get it, girl. Do your thing. But speaking of a Skeletor face, evil ass, soulless Karen, let's talk about Pamela Bondi. Her ass has been getting it all day long, child. Okay? Listen, it's very evident that, when people come into situations and they start, being defensive, they start coming in like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be cool with the Republicans while I'm, and be hostile with the Democrats. Girl, we get it. We understand. We understand that you are there to bootlick and save your job with Trump. Okay, we understand that Trump that rumors have been circulating that Trump wants your ass out because you have been doing the job that he thinks that you should be doing. Okay, we understand. We understand, and we understand that you have to go to the lowest of low, even though you already been super low. You have to go to the lowest of low to try to get to try to really, lick the bottom of his toes. You know what I'm saying? I get it, girl. We understand. We're not gonna do it. Somebody got to, I guess. No shade, Monica. We understand, Monica Lewinsky. Anyway, let's move on. Somebody's got to do it. Because sure as hell, Melania's not doing it. But this is what you've been going through it all day. Let's check out this particular representative that read you for filth.
Kash Patel under oath said Trump's name appears less than 100 times in the files. We now know that's not true. Trump's name appears more times in the Epstein files than God's name appears in the book about God. Okay, by the way, this is the Trump Bible. Move over, King James. Trump's name also appears more times in the Epstein file than Harry Potter's name appears in the 7 books about Harry.
Girl, it's been a really bad day for you, huh? Oh, that was by the way, that was
Kash Patel under oath said Trump.
Oh, okay, hold on. That was Jared Michalowicz. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name. But then our queen, Jasmine Crockett, came on through. Cousin Jasmine came through, stomping in like the Delta that she is, and read your ass for Phil. And she didn't want to even ask you no damn question because you already sitting there being a raggedy, dried up Dementor any damn way. Speaking of Harry Potter, check this shit out.
Now, I'm not saying that the president is a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles. A witness who somehow is a lawyer but does not understand how it works with witnesses. I'm not really sure what law school she went to and what all kind of cases she tried, but typically when you come into a space and somebody's a witness, then they sit there and they answer questions instead of asking questions. And then we also have this objection that we use as lawyers called non-responsive when a witness fails to actually answer the question. But nevertheless, let me address the survivors because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. In the written testimony of this witness, she stated that when she took office, she had 2 main goals. The first was to end the weaponization of justice, and second, to return the department to its core mission. Not only have you lied about both, you've intentionally done the exact opposite. Facts matter, so let's talk about the facts. Fact number 1, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number 2, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Ghislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her. Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, "This is a good one." Now, I'm not saying that the president is a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles.
Ooh, girl. Now he's not saying that that Trump is a pedophile, but there's a lot. He's friends with a lot of them, and you are the company that you keep, huh? So what does that make you, Pamela? Huh? What does that make you, girl? Oh, but it doesn't stop there. You not only got dragged by the one and only Jasmine Crockett, okay? Got stomped on by Jared Michalowicz, but you also got caught in a lie under oath. You raggedy, skeletor face heifer.
There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaim my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Chairman, please stop the clock. Stop the clock.
The legislation. This is
time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell. So should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing.
Bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop. That was Congressman Ted Lieu, and you got your ass caught. You got caught, girl, in a lie. Not only did you get dragged, not only did they run you and rent you for filth, not only did whoever did your hair did a terrible, horrible job on them roots, but you also, for the final count, this brother took you down. Check it out.
General Bondi, 6 days ago, you posted online, quote, "If you come for law enforcement, the Trump administration will come for you," end quote. I want to show you just a brief video. It's about 30 seconds, and I'll ask you a couple questions about it.
You guys are disgusting, man. Hey, you guys are disgusting. I'm former law enforcement. You're disgusting. You are the Nazi. You are the Gestapo. You can't see it because you're chasing your pension, right? Pension. Your retirement, right? That's what runs your life, your retirement. The sad thing is they're not even going to get their pension because it's going to be your loss. And shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah.
Attorney General Bondi, that man works for you now, right?
Who was that, Congressman?
The man in that video, the one who was in the police-worn body cam footage, the one allegedly yelling "kill him" at police officers on January 6th, his name is Jared Wise.
He does work for us.
He works for you at the Department of Justice.
He does.
This is an individual whom a federal grand jury indicted for 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors related to his participation in the attack on January 6th. One of those charges was forcibly assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with police with the intent to commit another felony. This is who you choose as the chief law enforcement officer of the United States of America to hire at the Department of Justice. Someone on video yelling "kill him" at police officers, right?
I believe he was pardoned by President Trump.
Oh, he was pardoned. You're right. You're right. Pardoned by President Trump for his offense. Pardoned for yelling "kill him" at police officers. And yet you expect hardworking police officers across the country to believe that you take law enforcement seriously. You could imagine the reaction of so many folks across the country hearing the chief law enforcement officer of the United States refuse to even condemn what that individual whom you've now hired did. But
not only did she get, this was a terrible day for you, girl. I'm not even going to add to it because I think your roots and your dried wig needs a break today. So you go ahead and you enjoy the rest of it. And also, by the way, you need some moisturizer, honey, because your makeup is flaky. Just so you're aware. It's probably because your soul is dry. Anywho. Good luck, Chuck, because I don't see you getting out of this well. I really don't. And I'm telling you right now, when these midterms come, boo-boo, kitty, it's going down. All y'all hoes gonna get your day. But since you want it to be the Karen leading the church, don't cry then. I don't want to see no tears, no nothing. Hear me well and hear me good. Every dog has their damn day. And you are going to get yours. Because you sat here and ran on these damn talking points. These were bullshit ass talking points, and decided that you wanted to go ahead and be racist. You wanted to go ahead and be and how I know you've been racist? Because you sat there and justified that bullshit that happened over the weekend. You sat there and justified the policies that they went to, towards DEI, and then ended up hiring somebody using DEI. Not even no damn on no damn merit, like you guys like to claim to say. How are you going to hire a felon to be in the Department of Justice? Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't matter anyway, since you guys hire felons to be the damn president of the United States. But I digress. Let's move on, shall we? Let's get into our holding space segment. I'm going to calm down. But I got something for you, girl. You just wait until Kwame speaks this week, okay? Wait until Friday. I got something for your ass. We're going to switch gears really, really quickly. Because right before the show started, I saw a live that happened with my homegirl, Hope Giselle, and India Moore. If you don't know who Hope Giselle is not only a friend of the network, she's one of my good Judies, my good sisters. She is she's fam. She is a trans activist. And India Moore was one of the cast members of Pose. Okay. Now Hope Giselle and India Moore had gotten into it social media wise a couple of months ago. We're not going to explain and talk about why and all of the stuff that went into it. But what happened and occurred today was so beautiful to me, because my topic for holding space is that maturity matters, and so does reality. Okay? Maturity matters, but so does reality. They had a live today, and even though they had beef with each other, or not even beef, they had a misunderstanding, and they said words, they did things, to each other online, and it was a public thing. They were able to have a mature conversation, and not only rectify what they needed to rectify, take accountability for what they needed to take accountability for, and then move forward. And so what I mean by maturity matters is that it took maturity for them to have a conversation off camera and on camera in front of everybody. So I commend India for those things. I got Hope's back regardless. But it took maturity for both of them to take accountability for their actions. But what the reality is that none of this could have happened if they weren't the type of people that they are at their core. Because there was other people which when I'm going to mention, other people involved in that situation, and there's just no going back for them. That's who they are, right? You can only go so far with somebody that they go with themselves. You can only do what you can with somebody. Maturity matters, but so does the reality of things. If one does not want to make an active movement for change, that's it. There's nothing you can do. And if you constantly are seeing this pattern of who they are constantly, that somebody going on there and you say, oh, well, I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to be an evil bitch on social media. And then they constantly are being an evil bitch on social media and terrorizing and being evil. Like, that's just who they are. It doesn't matter how many quotes you put up. It doesn't matter how many scriptures you put up. That's who you are. And you can have a bunch of people sitting around you acting like it's all that in a bag of chips can't find no onion dip. That's who you are. But if you don't make an active choice, if you don't choose therapy, if you don't choose to spiritually be grounded, if you don't make active choices saying, you know what, this is something in me that I don't like about myself and I want to change it. I want to move forward, then you're not going to get this. You're not going to get them coming together in unity for not only their community, because these are two powerhouses that support their community, that are actively supporting and advocating for their community. And we don't have time to sit here and BS for all these other things. We don't have time, especially with this administration. We don't have time for any of that. We need to come together. We need to unify, and it takes maturity. It takes the reality of understanding that it's just going to be what it's going to be. So moving forward, maturity matters, and so does reality. It is a reality. It is mature enough to know that, you know what, some people have their views politically. Some people are just racist. That's a reality. We can have differing opinions on how to fiscally handle this country. That's fine. You may think that, you know, you want to have a limited government. We may think that, you know, there should be more expansive community resources and outreach. Okay, fine. But there's a difference between having political differences and being a racist. There's a difference between having political differences and not being informed and being a bigot. There's a difference between having policy differences and policy, changes and being xenophobic. At some point, you have to grow up and understand that it's going to be what it's going to be. So I commend these two women. I commend my good sis, Hope Giselle, for being honest, open, and transparent about just who she is. And I commend India for being brave enough to say, hey, I made a mistake on national and social media. I watched the entire live that they had together. And it was brief. It wasn't too long. They came in, and you can tell that they both love each other. They both have a genuine a desire for each other to grow and be better. So shout out to them, and shout out to Hope for just being a complete shining beacon of maturity and growth, and just for doing the damn thing for her community and for us. So let me know your thoughts. Shout out to Sean Talks. What's up, Queen? Thanks for coming on through. We appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, MX? How you doing? Palmy Speaks Official, Dr. Bishop. You're so funny. What's going on? Thanks for coming on through. All right, y'all. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming on through. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe on the way out. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay blessed, stay stress-free, and we out. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.